Hey, everybody. I know you're all out there wondering what happened. Truth is, this time, I really do believe we had some verifiable, we've had some verifiable poltergeist activity, and that can be pretty weird. Any rate, I'm going to give a little moment here for everybody to come on in the room, and hopefully all will be well. So this is getting weird because I have to actually, while you're sitting here, we're going to be right on. I see one person watching you. Hang on, I'm going to bring Julie on, and we're going to have everybody all feeling good in just a minute. We're going to pick up right where we were, and we'll be back in a minute. I know you're watching me. This is the important behind the scenes. Consider this a tutorial and now not to do a podcast. Uh,
Oh,
first thing you want
that.
to,
So,
all right.
where were we? What were we
Um,
talking about?
well, let me see. Here we go. We were actually talking about the disclaimer and whether I'm really a psycho or if I'm a coke fiend or where people come from. And I was saying that first off, for the record, anybody, I don't do any drugs. I don't drink. I'm a medical marijuana patient. I have reasons for that, which none of you need to worry about. Um, and basically, what you see is what you get. Hence, this is just what you see. When I used to drink, I probably was a little more calmed down until I don't know, the fourth or fifth. but at any rate, that said, life is a lot of fun, and I encourage everybody out there to, you know, don't don't do things that are bad for you. Past the point, it's fun, and I'll leave it at that. I don't want to moralize anybody. The life, according to Neil, is pretty simple. So. I haven't seen anybody manage to come on back in yet, which is okay. I'm looking out here in Radio Land, and
Teammates or anything. So
hey, let's do this, Julie. Why don't
yeah.
you, if you would, go on and then comment on the last show and tell them, like, send a link, post a link on our Facebook page so that everybody watching will know what the hell's going on. And I'll just keep
Yeah.
yapping and that, like, for everybody watching again. I'm going to go ahead and just talk a while. This is your chance to pretty much ask me anything about the show. How do I get on? What if I have a band friend who is wants to be on? What if I'm a comedian and I would like to come on your show or go on other podcasts? If you want to know how to start your own, I don't care. Today is Ask Neil Anything Day. Hey man, hey Mike. Mike, how you doing, man? It's so good to see you. Mike is our rant man, and he is on every Friday with us at 10 a.m., and I just love him to death. He's out in the frigid West. He's out dealing with some family medical issues, and as always, Mike, you and your family and your son are definitely in our prayer every day. Mike's really a great friend of ours. Him and I usually talk, hey, good morning, Pam. So glad you're here. So many times, uh, Mike Imperato is on our show because I saw his show. I laughed like hell. Um, he's just a funny guy. And I was watching his show, and then the part of me who is a competitor, I like competition, and I was digging on Mike's show until I looked down at his circulation numbers, and I went, "Shit, son, hey man." Anyway, Mike's numbers and the number of guests who watched him, I was like, "Son of a bitch, what is he doing?" And I kept watching his show, and I said it like Harvey Weinstein. I was like, I must have this person. Yes, precious. You're right. Yeah, Pam, Mike is great. For anybody who will be here, I hope you all find your way back. We have our girl from LA will be back with us in a few moments. Um, anyhow, in the interest of Ask Neil Anything, I'm just going to tell you I was so happy when Mike agreed to come on the show with me. For those of you who watched this for a long time, like Pam, for example, I literally will tell you, Pam is probably my first regular guest, and I love her to death. Pam runs Project Pet in my small town here, And again, if you don't know me, I'm an animal freak. I like anything four-legged. I prefer most animals to most people on a personal basis. And I also judge people about how they treat animals because it's a precursor to how they treat other human beings, which, as we all know, if you have a dog or a cat, they're usually a very good judge of character. Some people come over and they're great folks, but for whatever the reason, my cats, they have intuition. And then they communicate telepathically with me and tell me what a schmuck someone is. Now, if you believe that, you should. But in reality, my cats are just like any other critter. They're here, they keep me happy. If I had a room and a place for a dog, I'd have 2 or 3 of those too. So, at any rate, I've digressed into that. I don't know where Ace is. I'm continuing to keep my eye on the message board here. Here's Julie has got us a link on my thing. Oh, there's the link. Hey, I don't know what to do other than.
Yes, the omniscient Julie is here.
How about this?
How may I
see
help
a
you?
couple. I wonder, does anyone have any questions about you?
What kind of questions? That sounds kind of slippery,
Salacious.
slippery, sloopy.
Slippery, slopey. Yeah, it could be. I mean, you never know where the conversation could go.
I don't know, but whatever. Here I am, and there you go. You have all these. You can comment, question, all that stuff, and yeah, go for it. But
yeah, if anybody, Pam loves you, and Pam,
Pam's great. Susan's great. Mike's our man. Toby's doing an amazing job. Everybody.
Where is Toby?
Susan, did I say Susan? I think I said Susan.
I don't see her. She's here.
Well, people will be popping up. It's there was a delay, and it looked like ours just popped up. Our new one just popped up after the second one. So
yeah, everybody's watching. All 16,000 of you are watching here. All right, everybody. Look, first off, I'm going to tell you, we were going to do a show today with a morning guest. I'm feeling a little tired and cranky this morning.
No, Mike.
And as a result, if you want to have shock world this morning, but since Mike is our guest, and I'm going to go ahead and Julie, I'm going to just give you the screen for a minute, and I want you to talk about your traffic days. Well, in fact, I could just interview you about it if you'd like.
You're fine. That's fine. I know exactly what Mike is referring to too. Like, go ahead. Yes.
So, at what age did you decide that you really needed to join a career of derangement, depravity, craziness, madness? Even worse than rock and roll, I think. Radio is far more carnivorous to those that inhabit the ecosystem. I mean, it's like Jurassic Park, and there's nothing there but prey and dinosaurs, and the only prey is you.
Yeah, well,
I like that, though. That could be like a theme park. I could get into that where I actually go out there with a spear, a butane lighter, a bale of wire, some throwing stars, a big bag of weed, and then I get to
that part.
Predator prey with the Tyrannosauruses and shit. You turn you loose, and if you survive for a week, you get $10 million. Fuck all these shows on television where they have to run across some little bridge and fall in the water, or they're like a bunch of really annoying people who do cross track every day and every minute of their life, except when they're fasting or going to work.
So do you want me to talk? Or...
I do eventually. I eventually do. So tell me, what made you decide to jump into the fray in radio?
So, okay.
Where did you go?
You took me off. Here, I got it. Let me do it.
You see, what kind of a host have you got?
What we were doing, anyways, back to the story. So since the age of like 4, I've always known what I wanted to do. Always had that creative nature in me, and I knew I just wanted to work in the creative industry. Started off as an actor. About 17, that was always my big dream, was to be an actress. So that's what I wanted. So I pursued that, and I got to live that out for a while. And I didn't get to I want to say this. I am proud to say I have accomplished every goal and every dream I've ever had. Maybe not to the exact extent that I'd wanted to, or to the depth, but I have at least been able to experience it and say that, yes, I've done this. So so I was started working at 17 in the entertainment industry professionally. I've been playing music my entire life, going to competitions and all that stuff, in choir and chorus, chorales. I started playing the piano when I was probably like 4. Took piano lessons, got sick and tired of getting knocked on the knuckles by Mrs. Buckley. That was her name. And every time you hit the wrong note, and I don't give a shit about playing freaking Mary Had a Little Lamb. I've already figured out how to play that damn song by ear. I don't want to look at the stupid notes on the freaking sheet paper. Just let me go play. Why do I have to do this? So anyway, so that didn't last long. Then I kept playing by ear. I learned all of my favorite theme songs from TV shows. I learned how to play them on piano and keyboard using the same sounds and the effects or whatever. And I did that all by ear. So as I grew up, and then in school, I also added cello to everything else I was doing. I had a bugle as a kid too. I learned how to use a bugle. Not real into wind instruments. I prefer strings. So I played cello. Then when I got to college, I decided I wanted to do something. I really wanted to go balls to the wall, full bore into it. So I decided to play bass because I thought, hey, 4 strings, that's 2 less than 6 on a guitar. Gonna be easier. And I got this now. And then let's see. Oh, and I was taking opera in college as well, and did that. I had, because I'm a contralto, I have a very, very deep voice. I even sang bass in a church choir because there weren't enough men and I could hit the notes. So 2 weeks before the Christmas program at the university, there was my opera teacher came to me and said, Julie, I need you to sing the song on the Christmas program in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, great. It was the Messiah, which, if anybody knows, it's sung in Latin as a solo for a contralto. And I had only been taking opera for about 1 semester, and I had 10 days, I think, to learn that entire 4.5 song in Latin, memorized everything, and I was new at all this stuff. So that's kind of how I came about.
Do
So
you
after
remember?
that,
Do you remember enough Latin, Julie, that you could like rank us out in Latin or anything? Madam obscurum. You'll be.
yeah, right.
I have
No,
malum, and I want malice, and I want to destroy you, man. You know. No, I'm kidding.
no, yeah, no, and I'm sorry, I totally just went off and start talking about my life story. But to get to how I got into radio was,
of course,
while I had to make a living, right? I have to make a
of
living
course.
while I'm pursuing, the other things I really want to do. So I found media and I started getting into that and really learning about it and realizing I could be just as creative, if not more creative, by learning and understanding media. So that's how I got into radio. I started as an intern at 98 Rock again when I was in college, and worked
I
there
remember those days
for yes,
very
so do
well,
I.
watching you and hearing you before we knew each other.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
I was like the first time I met you going, oh, wow, I got this jock chick. She's coming wants to record at the studio. This is going to be cool.
and it's so right, and thank you, I appreciate that, and it was just so crazy. So Mike, one thing Mike was specifically asking about was I used to, in the beginning, before they did away with all the helicopters and airplanes, we had a Cessna 172. I used to fly in with it. Anybody from Tampa knows Gary McHenry, very
Yes,
famous traffic reporter. He and I would fly in the plane together, and
I
Gary
remember that.
hated
Yeah,
flying.
Gary was.
He hated it. Any excuse he could come up with to not have to fly, he would. And it was hilarious. So anytime he wasn't in the plane, the pilot would take me over and we would go do stunts over the beach. We'd be over the water. So in case we crashed, then we'd be crashing into the water. So we're over there, we're doing these stalls. So we're weightless for like 30 seconds and shit.
Right. I've experienced that, Joy.
And people over the beach are like watching us going, oh my God. And it's like and we would do it in between breaks and stuff like that. So, it was a lot of fun. So anyways, then they did away with that. And as Clear Channel came in and moved things out, then
those are they're such a warm and fuzzy company. I just love Clear
Well,
Channel. I just hope someday they can, I'm kind of a sadist, so I'm hoping I can work for Clear Channel one day so they can lash the shit out of me, man. No, what is it? I'm not a sadist. What is it when you like getting whipped?
A masochist?
I guess so. I never really thought of myself, but really when you think about it, Clear Channel just makes me want to be one because I know I'd really get whipped on.
Well, that's why they rebranded to iHeartMedia.
Oh, they don't have a heart. Oh my goodness, it's so warm and fuzzy though. I think we're going to change our show to called Neil's Neil. I don't know. He's warm and fuzzy. The warm and fuzzy show with Neil. Oh, please come on. I'm going to change the design. I'm going to get rid of. Oh, by the way, if anybody see behind me. The picture doesn't go down low enough, but right where I'm sitting below me, you'll see Neil Peart at a very fine-looking drum set at one of my favorite venues in the world, Red Rocks in in Denver, Colorado. And enough about the backdrop and back to Julie. So Neil's fuckery. I just love it when people get right to the real source of the matter. My friends who watch this show really keep it real. Just so you guys know, we're going to have to go to a break real quick. I'm really bummed that Savra didn't get to come back on with us because, I was hoping I could kind of talk her into playing a little bit so you guys wouldn't be subject to me rambling. But at any rate, you're on Live with nEVE. We have a short show today, and we're just having some fun. So think of your questions, think of your comments, think of your hate mail, think of your love mail, think of everything you can do, but just stay here and think for a while. And come online with us. If you really want to be on the show, hit us up. Put something here, and maybe if you have something entertainment, I'll let Julie, the doyen of all guests, she is the gatekeeper, and all I can tell you is she doesn't let you in, you're going to have to figure out a way to make her want to let you in.
And, oh my gosh, I'm getting
look at this. What is this?
A whole new way of
PAY pal me / live with nEVE. We work by donation in the studio.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yes.
I don't think anyone's ever read it.
That's where you can help get us out of penury. And we're about to be sold into white slavery and the whole show taking to some feral place like down in the bowels of Colombia. We've had credible threats received that the FLAN want to kidnap Julie and take her south, told her for millions of ransom. And
that's so, it, only millions?
If you see us, if we end up doing that, Julie, you're going to have you on the jungle jam hour or whatever we're going to work up because
I got to take one for the team, is it?
Well, you might find you like it down there. You never know. Some big, strong mountain man.
I like that. I think I get rid of the beard though. I can't do the beard thing. Sorry, guys.
It's like I don't like girls either with beard. I can see why you feel that way. The last time I dated a chick with a mustache, I was about 12, and she nearly rubbed my lip off trying to get a kiss going on.
How'd that go? How'd things go down below with that mustache?
I'm not gonna. God, you really are. I really feel like I'm. You're. I don't know if we're degrading you. My photographs are better than Nancy. Ooh, Sue, you have lovely photographs, but I'm not the kind of person who gets into whose photos are better or not. I love Nancy, and she's a friend of mine, and considering the fact she's photographed some amazing people, she has amazing talents. She doesn't typically do landscaping, so it's kind of a different kind of comparison. It is, Toby. What the term beard means in the other sense, I'm kind of glad I don't either. I mean, really, what can I tell you? But anyway, whoever you are, okay, you're back. Wait a minute, who's doing pole dancing?
I have no idea. Do you want me to go to break?
go to break. We'll be right
All
back.
right.
Elaborate, save your questions, or even better, tell us you want to come on. We've only got, it's 11:38. We've only got about 20 minutes, folks. So come on in and let's get happening here.
Be back in a sec.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, live with nEVE.
Okay, 3 seconds. Sorry, that was a quickie.
Wow, that was the quickest break. I'm glad I wasn't doing anything illicit or, like Leland Sklar. He mentioned that he does all his interviews naked from the waist down. His beard hides the rest. Lee, if you're watching out there, if you're hanging at home with, oh no, he's asleep. Yeah, if he's sitting at home, he's still sleeping comfortably with dreams of bassets bouncing in his head. But Lee, you kind of look like that old underground cartoon in the 60s called Mr. Natural. Now, if any of you out there, Pam says, this is a good question. I love these kind of shows where you ask us and either Julie or I opine on our opinion. So I'm going to read it for y'all. I've got a question. How come my emails are loaded with erectile dysfunctions in mail order bride emails? How does that happen? Well, apparently you've been watching our show too much. And some of our bots have picked up on your favorite topics, and now they're reaching out. It's not my fault. Anyway.
Susan, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what Susan's asking.
Oh, now I do. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell the story about the lovely Mons Venus and being offered a job.
2001 Odyssey Space. I think it was 2001 Odyssey. I had gone. I was suggested to me.
Julie, it's a gentleman's club. Remember that. It's a gentleman's club. It's not a strip club. It's a nice, friendly euphemism.
I wasn't even going to use that word.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Well, thank you for putting it out there now. So anyways, 2001 Odyssey. So it had been suggested to me that I go and ask if they needed an announcer or a jock or something like that. And because thought that would be cool, girl on girl, right? I'm a chick announcing another chick. I mean, come on, let's be honest. That's what guys like, right? So I'm thinking it'd be cool. I walk in, I'm nicely dressed, and the girl at the desk looks over to me and says, "Hi, hun. Are you here to be an entertainer?" And I stop. I look over my shoulder. And I go, "What the fuck is she talking about?" And I go, "Are you talking to me?" And she's like, "Yeah. Are you here to be an entertainer?" I go, "No, but thank you for the compliment. I just wanted to see if you needed a DJ or an announcer or anything like that." And she says, "Well, let me go ask my boss." So this big, huge dude comes out, and he's really overbearing. He's looking at me, and he's like, "Yeah, how can I help you?" And I told him what I wanted. I told him why I was there, and he just looked at me. He goes, "No," and turns around and just leaves. I'm like, crap, I should have taken him up on the fucking just being a stripper part. Damn it, I blew my opportunity to be a 40-year-old stripper. Because we all know those are great. Like Metallica had that in their garage band album, right? Where
I think that could be a very touching and warm heart rate rendering movie called "I Wanted to Be a Stripper."
Well, see, no, but even in Metallica's "Turn the Page," when they covered Bob Seger in the early in the 90s and late 90s, and they had that rock band, yeah, they did, and it was like 50-year-old strippers still pole dancing and stuff. That was the video. Do you remember that?
No, but I remember that when I was maybe 12 in Times Square in New York.
No, this was like 98 or something, 97, 98 or something like that. Anyways, never mind. So that was my whole story. Yeah.
Did the big guy, now I have to cross-examine you, if you will. Did the big guy, I'm assuming he looked like the big guy at every strip club in the world. Big.
A bouncer? Yes.
No, or an owner. Bald head, goatee.
Yes.
Massive biceps.
I think so,
like my scrawny little chicken bone.
It's dark in there. It's super dark. I mean, I can't see anything.
To ask you, did they had they done the morning cleanup?
I don't know. I never went past the reception, the opening area to go in.
Anytime after like 10 o'clock, if you're doing Foley and we're shooting a movie in a strip club, and the camera's on a dolly following and winding through various denizens of the floor, the great unwashed, if you will, the gentlemen of our society. And then all this,
thanks.
at any rate, I'm painting a picture here, but I don't know. The Foley would be like,
Yeah, that can't happen.
that's your feet sticking to the floor as you're roaming up to your seat. The other thing you want to do, people, if you want to have fun at one of those places, I'd bodyguard. Oh, look at that. That's
Oh,
very
thanks,
nice.
Rick. Yeah,
Hey,
awesome.
man,
That's
we're
what I
down with
need.
that. Hopefully,
I need
when
bodyguards.
yeah, once we get our show syndicated, we'll definitely take you up on that. We're going to need protection.
Oh, I need it now. You have no
Remember
idea.
now, Rick Davis will be in charge of my Somali gun boys. People always ask me why I get these guys, so I'm going to change topic for a minute. There was a point where I still get all the things that they're sending to to Pam. I get ads for all these things that are going to make me a little better, or more of a man, or something like that. Oh gosh, it's Friday. Hey, Julie,
It's
I'm going to
Saturday,
say that.
actually. So why don't
It
we?
is Saturday, so let's go to the break. Come back on and get out of here. This is getting.
We could
We're
just get out of
heading
here now.
rapidly. Who's here?
We could just say goodbye now, and then we'll play the last spot and move on, and just go to the end, the close, if you want. As I give
Yeah,
away.
but I think Susan has an idea. She says you probably make a lot of tips.
She did say that. Thank you, Susan.
That's all right.
Yeah.
People always come to us like yesterday in the show. Remember our newest venture with Emika?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was amazing, man. Rocking that guitar. I mean, just seeing it glow and all the lights and everything, and the way she just rocks that bad boy out. I would love to play bass and do you drums, her and her guitar, me on bass, and just try to
do it live and figure out the timing inconsistencies. Or we'd be the newest like avant-garde sensation if we use that. You got to think about an intellectual composition, not a musical from the soul. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have the mathematically derived signature that we're using for the rhythmic tempos, and they work as a Mandelbrot diagram, expanding in a linear mathematical fashion, sort of like a hall of mirrors of rhythm. And on that note, we're going to go out of here. Bye. See you, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow. We're going to have a show on, but it will not be live. I do intend to come on, or Julie will, once or twice tomorrow, just to tell you all the great stuff happening next week. Thank you for being here. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I go, I got to read Pam's story. I'm sorry, Julie. We still have a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We have 15 minutes, so as long as somebody's asking questions, we should stay for them. Hey, man, Herbie.
Thank you, Rick.
Wow, and that's nice.
Wow, man. Nice ones.
Look at this. I'm going to read it for you all because it's always better. You miss the tonality unless I read it luridly. I don't know if that's a word, but it's lurid. Yes, I have a funny stripper story. My son went to his brother's bachelor party and brought plenty of singles for the strippers. He used my car. First mistake, Pam. Upon return, he gave me all his leftover singles to pay for gas. He really didn't know how to deal with situations. Remember, you can send your young men to Neil's training school for dumb fuck kids who need some training. So he comes home with all the singles, and the guy commented on all the singles, and he replied, "It's stripper money."
No, so Pam did that.
Pam's son is the best.
No, so Pam went to the gas station and paid with all those singles, and the guy commented to Pam, "Why all the singles?" And she replied, "It's stripper money."
Hey, Pam, did you do one of these, Pam?
That's hilarious, Pam.
Did you do one of these? Look at this. Look at the lines on my face.
Okay.
Anyway, enough of that. I detect a faint smell of dromedrosis. Is Julie a musician? Yes, she is a musician. Herbie, for your knowledge, everybody, is a guitar player that I met. It has to be 40 years ago. And we played together with Bruce Wendell and all these. I have so many friends right now, and I'm drawing a blank. Bruce Wendell, my friend, gosh, Mike, I'm just having a brain fart. You married a Preziosi lady.
Are we trying to go out, or what are we doing?
No, we're sitting here just rambling for a minute. But It's
Ramble
11:47.
on, ramble on.
I'll tell you what, we should ramble on. We're glad everybody's had a good time, and I'm sorry the show is a little wild and footloose and free, fancy free. That's the term.
Wait a minute.
But
These just keep popping up. These sweet things. I love it.
oh well, Herbie. Just to tell you, Julie is a bass player, and she is in Florida. And I don't know what you and your brother are doing these days, but you know she's around. So Herbie is an excellent rock and roll guitar player. For your knowledge, Jules. He's a cool guy, and we appreciate you coming on and watching the show. The last thing I'm going to say, aside from PayPal me /live with nEVE, that should be your mantra.
Donation.
You wake up in the morning, donation.
Very much appreciated.
And I would. Breath.
And I will also add, we are working on our Patreon account to make sure you get our patrons get special additional bonus features and all that stuff. So we're still putting that together, but please feel free to check it out. Yes, Neil?
Check it out. Feel free.
Okay.
Take another cleansing breath.
Are we
out
ready?
Here, everybody. Happy weekend to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a great
For bonus content, extras, and all sorts of cool goodies, become a patron. Go to Patreon, Live with nEVE.